The Fantastic Four First Steps, full spoiler review, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps delivers a fresh take on Marvel's first family, grounding their cosmic adventure in a deeply human story about family and parenthood. Set in a retro-futuristic 1960s on Earth 828, the film prioritizes character and emotional stakes over pure action, though it certainly delivers on the spectacle when it counts. The film opens by briefly establishing how Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal, Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby, Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn, and Ben Grimm, Yvonne Moss-Bachrach, gain their powers. On a mission into outer space in 1960, they are exposed to cosmic rays returning to Earth as the superpowered Fantastic Four. 4 years later, they are celebrated heroes. The central conflict, Galactus and Franklin Richards. The core of the plot revolves around Sue's pregnancy and the arrival of Galactus, Ralph Ineson, and his herald, the Silver Surfer, Julia Garner as Shala Bal. The Silver Surfer arrives to announce Earth has been marked for consumption by Galactus. The Fantastic Four, particularly Reed, initially attempt to negotiate with Galactus. Upon meeting him on his ship, Galactus senses immense power within Sue's unborn child and offers to spare Earth. Exchange for the baby, the team refuses and makes a desperate escape, during which Sue goes into labor and gives birth to Franklin Richards. The world, initially trusting of the Fantastic Four, turns against them after a disastrous press conference where their failure to defeat Galactus is revealed. Sue, holding baby Franklin, publicly declares they will do whatever it takes to save Earth, regaining public faith. The plan and Silver Surfer's redemption. Reed devises a plan to teleport Earth to a distant galaxy out of Galactus' reach. They construct massive teleportation towers globally, but the Silver Surfer begins destroying them. Johnny Storm confronts Shala Bal, learning her language, apparently through an algorithm he developed from their first encounter. He discovers she willingly became Galactus' herald to save her own world, and plays back recordings of other dying worlds consumed by Galactus. This trauma causes Shala Bal to flee in anguish, unable to continue her destructive work. The final confrontation and Sue's sacrifice. And with only one teleportation bridge remaining in Times Square, the Fantastic Four formulate a new plan. Use Franklin as bait to lure Galactus into the portal and teleport him away instead of Earth. They work with the Mole Man, Paul Walter Hauser, to evacuate New York City into his underground city Subterranea. The bait and sway with Franklin initially fails as Galactus realizes the baby at the portal center is a decoy and heads to the Baxter Building for the real Franklin. The Fantastic Four work together to push Galactus back towards the remaining portal. Sue Storm, using all her incredible force field powers, is able to push the colossal Galactus into the portal. However, the immense strain proves fatal, and Sue collapses and dies after Galactus is pulled through. In a powerful and surprising moment, Reed places baby Franklin on Sue's chest to say goodbye. Franklin, whose nascent power cosmic Galactus had sensed earlier, miraculously resurrects his mother. Sue awakens, her eyes briefly reflecting the universe, confirming Franklin's extraordinary, reality-altering abilities far beyond their own. The aftermath and Doctor Doom's arrival, with Galactus banished to an unknown part of the galaxy, leaving open the question of whether they simply doomed another universe, and Sue resurrected, Earth is safe, and the Fantastic Four are once again celebrated. The mid-credit scene jumps forward 4 years. An older Franklin is seen with Sue. Sue leaves the room, only to return and find Dr. Victor Von Doom, implied to be Robert Downey Jr., though his face is not shown, only his familiar green cloak and mask, conversing creepily with Franklin. This scene strongly sets up Dr. Doom as a major antagonist for future installments, likely leading directly into Avengers Doomsday. As confirmed by the on-screen text, the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday.